And hello again, and here we are back in my garage with my rather forlorn looking Kawasaki Z650/1170 project, which we haven't seen for quite a long time because I've been busy with other things, and to be honest I'm just sick of it because I've had such a problem trying to make the outrigger system work on the bike. I just got sick of it in the end. It just leaks oil around here with my new system in place, and it's just been a bit of a nightmare. But anyway, I haven't forgotten it yet. I am still plodding away, making things through it and getting things changed. And one thing I've done recently is I've had the foot pegs hard anodised black. So the pegs on here are just temporary. You know, they're not supposed to be on there. So let me just quickly unscrew them. There we go. And in their place, this is just a temporary one. They're now hard anodised. Now these are supposed to be really hard wearing. You know, you won't rub off the finish with your feet over time, hopefully. So that's what I wanted. Now, I've also got this one here as well. Let me just change that quickly. Just unscrews. I haven't yet tightened it all up because I knew I was going to change them. There we go. There you can go. They were spare ones I happen to have from another project. And then they go on there like that. And we're away. So that done then. I did think about having the whole lever also hard anodised black, but I thought no, I could just do with a bit of polished alloy this area, so I left it polished. However, I do have a problem with the gear change. And so from a different view, you can see the problem. The link rod is interfering with the lever in use, and there's not much you can do about that really, because it can't really go any lower and it can't go any higher, so I'm stuffed. Now, one option is to try and bend this rod, put a little bend into it to avoid hitting the lever. But that introduces weakness and it can flex, so it's not really ideal. So my answer is, if I can't bend the rod, I'm going to have to bend this 10mm alloy lever, which won't be easy, but I think I can do it. And what I've got to do is bend it at this end, bend it out like that, and then bend it straight again at this tip, so the pegs are still parallel. So that's what's next. Hopefully don't break it, but we'll see. And so my first task is to remove this bearing, which is an interference fit on the lever. And to do that, I found a socket which is just the right size to go in here, and hopefully I can just tap out the bearing like that. Brilliant. So there's a little housing that Jeff made for me some time ago for the bearing, so that's great. We'll put him away. And now I've got to somehow bend this 10mm alloy lever. And so we'll start with brute force by using my hammer again, and this time a block of wood, because I don't want to mark the aluminium lever. But I have my doubts if this will work, because this is 10mm thick aluminium plate and it's not easy to bend. And it's not having any effect at all. No, so that won't work. Now, I could heat it up, but I don't have enough gas here. I just got little gas bottles, so that's not enough for that. So another alternative is to use the power of the vise itself to try and crush it and bend it in the way I want. And so to use the power of the vise, what I've got is a couple of pieces of aluminium, not too thick to start off with. So we'll put him on one side, like that. And we'll put the other one around about there. So as I clamp it closed, it puts a force like that on the lever. I'm not sure it's going to work, but there's only one way to find out. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Right, so I'm not sure if you can see what I'm doing here, but what I've done is I've clamped the lever between the jaws of the vise with a thin alloy plate on one side and another plate on the other side, but staggered. So in theory, as I tighten up the vise, this will press that way and this side will press that way, and maybe even bend the aluminium. It could also crack it and break it, but we'll see. It will of course also damage the finish on the lever, but there's nothing I can do about that. If this doesn't work, then what I need to do is introduce some more heat, because that will help a lot. But right now I don't have anything to heat it up with. I've run out of gas, so I'll have to make a trip to see Jeff the welder with his oxy torch, and he can soon heat it up, and hopefully we'll make some progress there. But before we get to that point, let's just try it. I'll now try and tighten this up as much as I can, very carefully. No. I've done this before but with much thinner material, and 10mm aluminium is not going to bend in my vise no matter what I do, so that won't work. So we'll get through that. And there goes my blooming lever. So yeah, that's 10mm. It ain't going to be bent in my vise, so it's time for plan B. And so now here we are, it's the next day, and as luck would have it, I recently bought a set of these race sets made by Tarozzi for my Mark II project. So I took this along with my lever to Jeff the welder's place, left it with him. He no doubt applied a lot of heat, a lot of force, but then again he's got all the correct gear to do that. And he's bent my lever perfectly to be exactly the same as the lever on the Tarozzi race sets. It's about a sort of 28 to 30mm offset, which is more than enough that I need for the bike. Now there are a few little marks in the lever now, which I put in there when I put it in the vise earlier on, but that's no problem, I can soon polish them out. So yeah, let's get it on the bike and see how this looks. And now here's the lever back on the bike, and I must say it works pretty well. I've now got plenty of space between the lever and the link rod, which is what I wanted. And so there's one more problem solved with the 1170. I know it's not much, but at least it's something. So if I just chip away at these problems little by little, hopefully we should have the bike finished and on the road by the spring. Anyway, that's it for now, so thanks for watching and cheers.